Okay, I think we are now live. We are streaming live on YouTube. And I want to welcome everyone for this session. We are starting now. Yes. Let me just give a chance to just a few members to just say hi. Why has the topic, today's topic, interested you particularly? You can share with us briefly, then we shall be diving into the discussion. So, Alex, how are you there? Alex, Isaac, you can unmute and then you just say hi. Are you hearing me, Isaac?
Mukele, we can hear you. This is Ronald. Yeah, maybe I can start. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronald. Particularly why I'm interested in this topic, as you're aware, many WordPress sites in the past or even now have been very prone, to a little bit of, being hacked. Not that they are hackable, but usually because of very many third-party plugins you cannot control, hacking can easily happen. And that's why I'm very interested in this topic.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us get another person. There is Philinat, Isaac. Just giving a few people, then we proceed. Okay. Okay, maybe other people will be able to join in as we proceed. Okay, so let me just get the discussion rolling, and then we shall be able to get more feedback from the members as we move on. Yeah, so let us mute so that we can be able to proceed. Okay, so yes, so just like Alex has said, that was Ronald. Yeah, just like Ronald said, we have had a lot of reports about websites being hacked, and it is very common, people talking about WordPress. And actually for me, I know of some people who normally use that to say WordPress is insecure and they don't recommend it. Yeah, because they have seen a lot of websites hacked. And but one thing that I have always told them, that hacking has been on for ages. And it's not only affecting WordPress sites, it affects all websites. We have, like here in Uganda, we have seen the Parliament of Uganda's website being hacked. It's not running on WordPress. So a hacker can hack any website. A hacker can hack any website. So you should be able to know and make sure that you secure your website. Yes, so whether it is running WordPress, whether it is running whatever, so long as it is having some information that could be of interest to hackers, then you have to, yeah. So WordPress normally becomes a victim because it has a lot, a big percentage over, in the CMS market, over 60% of the websites are running on WordPress. And in every 10 websites, 4 are WordPress sites. So it is a big percentage. Yeah. So even the incidents will be more reported with WordPress than any other, because the others have a less sample space for, to look at. Yeah. So today's session, I put up some kind of description, and I always enjoy doing live. I'm going to do some live. I'm going to do some live demonstration, and then we shall be able to discuss more later on what we can do. Okay, so on this website, this is a WordPress Ginger Meetup. In case you are not part of the WordPress Ginger Meetup, please, you go to meetup.com and then you search for Ginger WordPress Meetup, and you can be able to join so that you can always get notifications about the events that we shall be holding. We want to be holding, if possible, every week a session to discuss different aspects regarding WordPress and the web in general. We can come and discuss about SEO. We can come and it may not necessarily be WordPress, so long as it is related to web development, we can be able to discuss. Yeah. So earlier on, I was talking about the incidents, the WordPress hacking incidents, the various incidents that we have seen in the hacking or websites being hacked. And there is an article here by Wikipedia. It's one of the things which I started with here. And this article talks about the various hacking incidents which have been there since the 1900s. So we have had several websites being hacked since the 1900s, and the hackers have different intentions. So I put this because I wanted members to appreciate, why do hackers, what is the intention of the hackers? So you find that in 1903, some magician disrupted a public demonstration, and he sent some messages through the projector. So you are having maybe a workshop going on. Some of our projectors are connected to the network, and someone hacks it and then it displays other things. So it may be malicious, it may be revenge, it might be there are many incidents. If you look here, even computer viruses are a way of hacking. Viruses, some people call them malicious code. Yeah, so we have very many incidents here in the 70s, in the 80s, on this Wikipedia page of hacking, and some of these happened even before WordPress was there. So I don't want this to be tagged to only WordPress. Yeah, so we have had a lot of hacking incidents in the past, where we get break-ins, we get worms, we get people holding companies at ransom, and we get a lot of this. And in the recent decade, since the 2000s, the incidents have even become more and more because technology has grown. Many children are learning computer science. So so we have had things of hacking since the 2000s. I'm seeing there Microsoft dealing with hacking. We have seen you see, so even in Google, we have seen very many incidents here that you'll be able to see. So Tumblr was attacked by hackers, and 65 million emails and passwords were leaked. So you people saw about this organization called WikiLeaks, which leaked documents, and I think one of the people was it Hillary Clinton, where her emails were leaked and all those things. Facebook was hacked, exposing to her personal information of around 30 million Facebook users. That was also the case. Facebook is not running on WordPress. Now, there's these guys here called Anonymous, and I'm going to be talking about them during this session. Anonymous hacktivist. the Anonymous Activist Collective. So they hacked into 4 Chinese databases and donated those to data breach. So the hack was conducted to support the Hong Kong protests. So we have what called hacktivism. The UN website was hacked, and the page and created a page for Taiwan, which had not seated at the UN. So those ones were doing some kind of, they're saying even us we need, so they hacked the site and they included themselves. We have seen here in our Uganda institutions, we have had incidents of results, Makerere University database being hacked and students adding themselves to the graduation list. So hacking is something that is there, and people do it because for various reasons, and they breach and they get access to the websites. Now, the latest incident that has been making news is this incident of Epic. If you search the domain registrar, Epic, this was September, this month. So there's this company called Epic. Its website was hacked and a lot of information was taken. Epic is a domain registrar. So you find that this Epic has a lot of information. Information was hacked. So if you look at this, you can be able to see the information which was hacked. It is in this link here, which is archived. Yeah, so these guys, they accessed the website and they found ways of getting themselves through. I don't know that this site has been Hello. Let me try to make people to be able to speak and mute. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Today I'm using 2 networks. So when my computer goes off, I'll try my phone. Let me hope no one is hacking my connectivity because I'm about to expose someone today. Okay, so I was sharing about this domain registrar called Epic. And Epic, their website was hacked and information was exposed. And these guys, they put it in something known as a torrent. Yeah, so when you go to this torrent, I can also access it here. The information which they released includes all domain purchases, transfers, who is history, DNS changes, all email forwarders, payment history, account credentials for all customers. And all that information, Epic's GoDaddy logins, all this information is now public. Even me, I can access. There's a torrent here. So someone has given us, and someone called Anonymous has served all of us of this information. So he's saying that you get for as low as $0, you get all that information from Epic. So the people of Epic have been panicking. In our WordPress community, actually, we have some members who were using the Epic, and they had to go and change their passwords because all their passwords had been made loose. So this information was stolen in February, and they told Epic that please, we have your information, and Epic was not minding. They warned Epic. So, but Epic did not mind, was warned. Sometimes the hackers do it for money. So they tell you they have hacked you, you have to pay. If you don't pay, they take you on and they expose you. Yeah, so this was the Anonymous. Now, this organization called Anonymous, actually they have a website. I'm going to be showing you something about Anonymous. I have also had an encounter with Anonymous over the last week. Some of our clients have, they don't put passwords, or they have, I'm going to be talking about flaws that make us to get hacked, especially when it comes to WordPress. So this is the website for Anonymous. If you go to anonymousfox.com, anonymousfox.com, you'll be able to see some of the things that they do. Once they hack you, they can reset your password cPanel. They can access, they get root access, they get your domain list, they upload, they have even a site, they put up a site on the things that they can do. I managed to get the script of Anonymous, and if you try to go to anonymousfox.com, you'll be able to see what Anonymous is doing and how it is causing pain. And they are also having a video that they are put on YouTube. Maybe I just go to that video. So let me just share this. Okay, so we are living there. So our discussion will start. One, who are the hackers and why do they hack? We have seen history since the 1900s, hackers. So you know the reasons why they do the hacking. So now, an example of the hackers is this one. This is the hacker who
Rogers, we are not able to see your screen. Maybe I might be alone or somebody else.
I think my computer again has...
With other people, we cannot see your screen.
Let's see, gone off a bit. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, but not your screen.
Yeah. You are hearing me? Okay, so I was talking about the hackers, and I'm going to... Okay, it's back.
Rogers, you're still muted.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mistook. Okay, so I was saying that we have looked at the genesis of the hackers and what their intentions are. So now I'm zeroing onto one hacker as an example. The hacker who has hacked domain registrar. This month, domain registrar Epic. Epic is one of the olden domain registrars who have been serving and they have thousands of domains. So these guys, they hacked their data and they managed to pick a lot of information which they have served to the rest of us. So I'm going to be showing you what these guys do, and then from there we are going to look at how do we avoid these guys. Yeah, so when you go to YouTube, let me switch off my video so that my bandwidth is not my bandwidth is saved for video. As I pray that God helps me and I finish up the session very well. So right now I'm on YouTube and I'm searching for Anonymous Fox. So Anonymous Fox has been popular for many years. So you can see even there is a video here. Anonymous hackers say they have hacked Denver because of homeless camp removal. So you will be able to see a lot of things here, what they can be able to do. So let me just filter this by this month. Okay. So there is some particular video which I wanted to show you. Let me see. Let me use for cPanel. There is a video which shows what they do, how they hack cPanel. So this is the Anonymous Fox and what it can do. How to fix hacked website. So let me just get this video. So the video that is loading is a shell that these guys will put onto your site. A shell which they will put onto your site, and then they will be able to extract a lot of information from your site. Okay, so anyway, let me just try to play this. Okay. Okay, so are you seeing? Let me share this again. Okay, I'm just showing you this for a short time. Then I go ahead and I do a quick demo about it, and then we proceed. Okay, so I'm now going to show you something again about this, and then we are going to finalize. So we are looking at how vulnerable our sites are. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to, I've got a script here. I've got a script which I landed on for these guys called Anonymous Fox. Are you seeing my screen? Okay, so are you seeing this folder called Fox?
Yeah, yes, we are.
Okay, so this is a malicious code. So if it was a computer, I would call it a virus. And this is a code that these guys inject into your site. It has this thing, fox.php. How many of us know some PHP? Do you know some PHP members? So, but when I open it, I see some code which I can't understand. How many of us here know some PHP? Is this PHP?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to upload this code on some server and then you see what's going to happen. So this code gives, so I hope you are seeing my screen right now. So I'm going to upload this. I'm going to create a folder. This is under my control panel on some domain, which one of the domains I own. So I'm going to call it Fox. Yes, so I'm going to show you where these guys normally put these codes. So if I find this Fox, okay. So this is a risky. Don't try this at home because you might expose the information yeah. So I'm going to upload this script, which is made by these hackers. Okay. So that we can be able to study. So this is the fox.php. So the script that these guys have used to okay, so I'm opening it in the browser after uploading it. So I see my screen. You are seeing my screen, eh?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So when I come here, there are a number of things. Now this hacker, if he gets access and he uploads this script onto your site somewhere, he can do many things. He has what he calls spammer tools. Spammer tools, do you know what called spamming? Spamming is to send emails. So he can say create a mailer. He can make a mailing list. He can create a mailer, and then he can send. He can try to send the emails, and he can do whatever he wants. So he can use this site. So we have that. We have hacker tools. Hacker tools like resetting your cPanel password, jumping to users, doing many things, view domains. So this tool here is by Anonymous Fox, and this is the tool that these guys have used to hack Epic. There are databases. You can. There are many things. There are many things under this particular tool. Under PHP, they can execute code. They can upload. They can upload files onto your server, and they can do a lot of things. There's brute force. Brute force. Anyone who knows what brute force is? Who can tell me what is brute force? So I can come here and I check and I browse your directory, and then I go and I see all the things which are inside your server, and then I download them. So this is what these guys are using. This guy is called the Anonymous Fox. The guys that so let me delete this script. Maybe it might even be exposing. Yeah, so I've got this particular, I got it and I kept it, and I wanted to show members this particular code. So let me, you see, they had created, the thing I already created a mailer here. So let me delete it from my server. So this is some account of some site. Now, if I go to this site, and then I try to log in, one of the symptoms that you have been hacked, you log and you try to log into your site, and you see that you cannot log in. Okay, so let me try to share again. I wanted to share the entire screen so that you can see. Okay, so I'm here. So I hope you can see my screen. So this is WordPress. So this guy, when he accesses, he can be able to reset your cPanel password, and then he can go and change your database password. So you can change your database password, your username, and other things. So if I come here and I try to log into this site with my logins, I cannot. Yet these logins were saved in this browser. So what is the problem? So the site is hacked. So what do you do? What do you do to make sure that you get the site under control? So you cannot log in, and this is just they can even clean and they remove the index page and they put there a skeleton. You have been seeing those websites where they hack and they put some skeleton on top. So I think there's some site even here in Uganda which they hacked and they put some skeleton. Yeah, so you can't log in. So what you do, you go and you try to go to the control panel. You try to log into control panel. If you can't log into control panel, then you ask your host to reset for you. You will find a place which is known as control panel. Different hosts have different interfaces, but this is a common interface. So one of the things that you do, if your site is not able to log in using the password the other side, there is this tool known as WordPress Manager. You can use it, but let me just go directly into the database. This tool called PHP Admin can take you to what you call the database. So you can be able to go and reset your password. So I'm going to go to also the file manager. There is what called file manager as well. So I'm going to go to the file manager and then I go to public HTML. So we have what we call WordPress. So WordPress. So under WordPress, there is this file called wp config. This one. This is the file where the usernames and passwords of your site reside. So once you click on that, you can be able to get to know the database. See, if you come here and you find other things added, so I can be able to find the database name which I'm using is this one here. Okay, so I can find it. So I go to my PHP admin. This is the WP552. So I go to WP552. That is the database for my site. So this is the WordPress database. We should be familiar with the WordPress database and know all the tables which are there. But one of the most important tables is the users. So if I go to the users, this is what Anonymous Fox does. Anonymous Fox will change the username, and we should avoid using the admin username. So if I was logging in with admin username, this guy changed it to Anonymous Fox. So I cannot be able to log in with this particular username. So that is what happens with this Anonymous Fox. You cannot be able to log in with that username. Let me first go back this side. Let me first go back to WordPress. So there's this tool called WordPress Manager by Tulas. Some control panels can provide it. I want to log in using this one. So I can come here and I say login. This one can, even when the username has been changed and the password, it can help you get access to the dashboard through the back end, through cPanel. So I'm in the dashboard. So when I come here and I hover on my name, you see here up. What are you seeing there? Admin, and then you are seeing Anonymous what? Fox. So Anonymous Fox has changed your username, and all your users, they are being changed. So one of the reasons, and I'm going to be showing reasons how it can be hacked. One of the reasons is using admin. Don't use admin. I don't use admin as a username. They use that and then they use brute force. So they just, once you have admin, then uses the brute force, they can be able to get the password. So you change these usernames. So let me change this username to something else. Let me just click on edit. This is now in the database. I'm going to edit this direct. Then I come the username, and then user password is here. User login. You see? So something like that. So here, let me just put Rogers, and then the user password. You choose encryption, MD5 encryption. You don't put password in plain text. You use MD5 encryption, and then you put in your new desired password. So let me put let me just put a password. I'll change it later. Let me say @fixed 2021. So that is my new password. So I'm trying to first of all get access back to my site because I can't log in. Username and password had been changed. Yeah, so once I change like that, I've changed like that. So even these other users here, they have been also hacked. They can't log in. It will change all your sites. So you can either delete them or you change their usernames. Let me change this one. Then let me change also this one. So there is also something known as a user nice name. Never have the same username with the same nice name. The nice name is what will appear on your posts the other side. So when I change that, I'm changing those things directly in the site. If I come back here and I try to log in now, it should be able to allow me to log in into the site because now I've changed the username and password direct. So I say this is correct. So it is now allowing me. So I've changed the username and password directly in the database so that I can get access. And so this thing of anonymous fox has disappeared. I'm now called Rogers here. Now, one of the things that anonymous fox uses to hack are plugins. One of the things is, let me just go back to the WordPress communities page of our Meetup. I've written about it here and I've said, we have this anonymous fox WordPress 5.5 hack. There's an article which was written, and you look at this, but this is coming. This is when you see this in your site. So WordPress 5.5 hack. So there is an article here, and they are talking about a massive increase in attacks over hackers are found of exploiting. And there's a popular plugin called WP File Manager, which they use, and they hack. They have hacked over 700 sites. So they use that and the other plugins. One of the things that are reasons why sites are being hacked is the obsolete plugins. So there's an article there, and then there's also another article here also about the same hack, how they can get access to your site, how to clean. So they inject malicious script, then the cPanel password is changed, and they create an email, they change the users, they can also look for the guest username, then they can add new plugins using the other script I showed you. They can upload whatever they want onto your site. So what you need to do is you ask your web host to perform a backup. Don't panic, ask your host to perform a backup. Disable all the sites. And then if you have limited knowledge, suspend your cPanel and then check for any newly created subdomains. The guys can also create subdomains. So you may remain with your site, then they're having some subdomain they are using when you don't know. And they continue using it to do the spamming, to do whatever they want, to do phishing and whatever they want. So then you make sure that you check for that. Then also go to cPanel, change the primary and secondary email, to remove all the FTP accounts, perform a thorough malware cleanup, and make sure that you do. So there are even some videos here showing more about that. So that is what these guys were doing here. So I've managed to gain access to my site, but then I'm still vulnerable. So I have to change all those things, make sure that the site I can be able to log in again. So you may find even your database saying that database unreachable or whatever when they have corrupted the database. So you have, in that case, you may have to come and you choose some options. There are some options for repairing your database. Yeah, so you should be able to find some of those options here. Okay, so so this is just an example of what hackers can do. But in general, there's another article here that I have written, that I've put here, about it's known as wphackedhelp.com. wphackedhelp.com. So this website is dedicated to giving help and giving information about hackers, what they are doing. And don't think this is WordPress alone. For me, I've battled with even mere PHP. There's something known as SQL injection. I don't know if any of you knows. Any developer here, do you know what you call SQL injection? I want someone to tell us about it. There is some particular site which I had created, and people were supposed to upload a profile pic. It was a PHP site, and guys uploaded a script via the page where people are supposed to set a picture. Anyone who knows about SQL injection? Yes, Andrew.
Those one know that they can use it through the form, whereby they can have the SQL in the form, then they change so that can they come that and the database, something like that.
Yeah. So they can write an SQL query and they put it part of your form, so that when they submit, it goes and runs, because already your form has a connectivity to the database where it is going to insert data. So they put some escape characters and then they put some other query in between. So they can send a query to update your username on your site or to do whatever, then they get access and then they can hack you. So WordPress has a big trend and it has a lot of sites. So how a hacker can hack a WordPress login, I've shown you that. And what the WordPress sites, which are very many. So these guys are really trying to attack. So the hackers, who they are, you know who the hackers are. If your site is hacked, sign is #1. I think the first, Isaac, I'm saying Isaac Aloro. Isaac, I think the reason #1, if you're to show that your site might be hacked, one of the symptoms is what?
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Isaac, what are you seeing there?
So okay, I'm seeing the first one.
Some people are a bit passive. You see, I always want to check whether I'm moving with people. That's why I can call and I ask a question. Isaac?
Yes, I'm getting you. Are you listening to me?
Okay, I think his connectivity is poor.
Yes, sir. I'm getting you.
Okay, let me proceed. I think Isaac, your connectivity.
Okay, let me try to get a network, a good network, and I see.
Hello? Hello? Are you hearing me?
No.
Okay, so I'm now going to to the other segment of how we can deal with the hackers. And one of them is backup. That's one of the things I'm going to be concluding with. How do you set up your site to be backed up so that you can be safe? Yeah, but these are the signs and symptoms that your site may be hacked. One of them is being unable to log in. The other way is your Google telling you that your site is what? Is malicious, because Google may detect that the codes when you don't know. So they will flag your site. So you make sure that you go and now look, because the guy may have got some subdomain, they use it for phishing when you don't know. So there is a plugin here they are recommending called the Security Ninja. We also have some plugins like Sukuri, WordFence that you can use to guide you in case there is any change. If there is a sudden drop in traffic, like some of us have monetized our sites. Every day we get to know how much money is coming in. If you realize on a particular day, you're only getting $1, yet you normally get $7 or $10, then you just know that your site is not working. Then if you can't send emails, maybe they have changed. If they say site can't exit suspicious files, there are some files which have some funny names that you will find inside your, you should know the file names of your WordPress. So when you go to wordpress.org, download the WordPress files and get to know the file names of the WordPress files, which are the normal file names. Once you find other file names which you don't understand, just know that you are in trouble. So if you find new members, users under your user, so reasons why they hack a site. These are the reasons they asked them, why do you hack? They said, we hack to do good in the world, to protect and defend, to advance career, to have fun, to learn tips and techniques, to make money, and to be challenged. Others just do it as a challenge. So someone in Uganda, someone may want to see these guys, they say they are IT solutions. Can they really provide solutions? Let me try them. So others do it for activism, in political activism. Maybe you are against the government, so you go and hack the government site and put a message out there. So you make sure that you are secure, you put HTTP, don't use weak passwords, don't access the WP admin directory from, then you put the correct file permissions. All these things here are in this article. Then always update your WordPress and all your plugins. So the plugins and the themes should be updated. They can pass there. Once they notice, the plugin developers, once they notice a vulnerability, they patch up and they send a new update. Now, if you remain with the old plugin, these guys will come and use the vulnerability which had been detected earlier. So use FTP instead of SHTP. If you use using FTP, they may be able to do what you call eavesdropping, and they get access to your information. But SHTP is secure. Use admin as a usernames. This is the reason actually this other site I was showing you on Hacked was using admin as usernames. So don't use admin as usernames. Those website plugins, if you are not securing your WordPress configuration file, I talked about it already. I talked about this file of wp-config.php file. It has to be secured. So you should be able to add an extra layer of protection to that file. Do not change the WordPress table prefix. This is what we call a WordPress table prefix. It is in the database. Like here, it is CF. So when you go into the database there, you'll be able to see the WordPress prefix. So when you read these things, do you understand them? You should be able to understand these things. So all these things here, these are many reasons that you can see here. So now the most ultimate way for you to stay protected is one, let me try to secure this site. One is you have to gain access. Then two, you update all your plugins. So here we have 31 plugins which are not updated. 31 plugins, which I don't know when they were last updated. So these plugins here, I have to come there and then I select all, and then I say update. But then you can also set a rule that these plugins be updated automatically every time there is a new update. It can help you, especially, you may want to do that because you don't know where these guys passed. And also remove plugins which you don't need. All 31 plugins doing what on your site? You have to just remain with just the basic. So maybe you were testing out plugins, you tried this one, you tried this one, you tried this one. Are all those plugins really helping you on the site? So make sure that you disable the plugins, only use as few as possible. And also look for plugins from authors that you trust. Look for authors, companies which are well established. You see, there are many people who are making plugins, individuals, and others do it as students as they are learning. They don't put security controls in their plugin. So make sure that, for me, I have a colleague who doesn't use plugins as much as possible. So you can use a few plugins which are from maybe companies. You see that this is a plugin by Google, this is by WordPress, this is by WooCommerce. Hello? Hello, hello?
Roger, you're gone silent.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I was talking about plugins. My computer again has gone off. You see, network fluctuations. Yeah, so but these plugins, I was saying limit the number of plugins that you use and only use those for organizations, companies, which you know are having a team of developers and they are always updating. Don't just get that customer plugin, which is very good, you think. But when it is going to cause problems on your site. So that is one thing. So I'm going to set a few things here. And I'm going to, so I've tried to update here the plugin. Then there is also this thing called WordPress. So I also update it. So I've gained access, I'm updating, but there are also the other things which we saw in the other article. Those ones I'm not going to do now because of time. Going to reset your FTP, looking at looking for those malicious files. You may have to reinstall WordPress and then they override in case there are any infected files. Now, we are also going to install an antivirus. There are two types of antivirus. There's antivirus within WordPress, and then there's also antivirus on the server. If you are a host, you can install an antivirus on the because this website of yours is also running on a computer, which is known as a server online. So you can install an antivirus, just like you have this antivirus which protects Windows. When there is any virus, malicious code which comes on the flash and it kills it. You also need an antivirus, which is going to automatically detect in case anonymous folks tries to hack in. So you also need to enable things like firewall and all those things. Those things can be enabled by the host if you are running a VPS and you are having full access to your hosting, and you can install some antivirus. So I'm going to show you that antivirus that you can install as well to make sure that your sites are secure. Yeah, but as a user, there are things that you can do. So here, I'm also updating my themes. So there is update themes, update plugins. Then I'm going to set these things to automatically update henceforth, because I may not have time to be coming in every time. It's better I have my things when they are updated. So I've updated that. See, my sessions here, for me, I normally don't come here with slides. I come and I do things live so that you can be able to see and get an idea of what we are talking about. Yeah, so so that is one. Now I'm going to install security plugins if it comes to WordPress. So I've updated my plugins here. So after installing these plugins, I'm going to go to I'm going to let us mute. Members speaking, please mute. If you're not speaking, you can mute now. Make sure that you mute. Okay, so I'm going to go to plugins under WordPress and you click on add new. So we have some security plugins, and I would recommend you to install two plugins which are very important. That is WordFence and the Sukuri. Yeah, so they can be able to help you. They also send you notifications in case of any file change. So you come here and you install WordFence. So WordFence. So you make sure that you install WordFence onto your site. So you can install Wordpress. You can also install something known as Cloudflare. That one helps you in protecting against denial of service attacks, since it is a what? It is some kind of okay. So I'm installing WordPress. So I install WordPress. So WordPress is firewall and malware scan. So it has a firewall, it also has some malware. Malware are the viruses. So in case there are any malicious files which have been injected into your site, this particular WordPress will be able to help you there. Okay, so you can read more, you can go and research more about these plugins. They are having YouTube videos on YouTube, which have detailed features on how you can set them up. So for this meetup, I may not have a lot of time to do thorough setup. Yeah, but I'm going to, yeah, so you can set up WordPress and you make sure that it helps you. So this site never had WordPress. It was using admin username. It was maybe having a weak password. So there are many things here that you can be able to know to do. So WordPress is here, it is installed. You can be able to set up the scan, firewall, and all those things. Let me not go there because of time. So there is another one called Sucuri. So when they are hacking your site, don't blame WordPress. Blame yourself for not having put enough what? Security. Because we have even the White House of America, they're also using WordPress on their website. Why is it that they have not been hacked? So it's because you don't know how to protect yourself. But the WordPress files which come from WordPress, they are clean and they are secure, the core files, the real core files of WordPress itself. But what makes it vulnerable is our practices, our hosting environment, our themes and unpacked things. So this is the Sucuri as well. So let me just go to the dashboard here. So I put two plugins here for security to make sure that, but then you have to do an audit of those plugins which you are having. Remove as many plugins as possible and remove only the what? Only the important ones. Yeah, so these plugins have the free version and they also have the premium version. But the free version, this one here, it will inspect your site, make sure that if there are any modifications, it can be able to help you. They can also try to change the permissions which were supposed to be set to make sure that your site is secure. Okay, so yeah, so when you search there, you'll be able to see all these files and it will be able to tell you what is writable, what is not. It will give you a status report about your site. Yeah, so you can be able to get that. There's what you call hardening. You can click on hardening and then you enable website firewall. You click on apply hardening. So you apply this firewall. You block PHP files in uploads directory, because if they're uploading files onto your site, they may use that. Yeah, so you try to block some of these things. Disable the plugin and theme editor. That's also another tool which is normally used. It is under, when you go to under appearance, they can use that to, so you can apply, you see this one has been hardened. So you can apply these hardening measures using Sucuri to make sure that your site is secure. Okay, so basically that is that. Now let me first go back to the plugins. I said you can set your plugins to auto update. So you go under your plugins, you audit them and remove whatever you don't need. And then you go under, so we are going to be ending at 6:30. So we have around 25 minutes. Let me just wind up on this and then I get some feedback and then we wind up. So you go under your plugins. I think this part where there is enable auto updates. So where we are having this one here, enable auto updates. Yeah, so you make sure that you select all your plugins and you go and you enable auto updates. So you enable auto updates here. Yeah, so you make sure that you enable auto updates. So you go enable auto updates, and then you apply. So you enable auto updates for all your plugins, so that whenever there is a new fixed, where there is a bug which has been identified, your plugins will update. It is safer, so I've enabled there. I've enabled for those plugins. Then you can delete those which you don't need. Ocean Extra, delete some of these plugins which you don't need, which are even inactive. Remove them from your site. If you use the starter templates to set up the site, remove them. More important, remove those plugins which you don't need. Leave only the basic plugins. Now, finally, after you have secured your site, enabled the updates, you have also gone the other side and fixed, you change the cPanel, FTP accounts deleted, subdomain is deleted, and you think your site is fair, is okay. You come and add another plugin for backup. Backup is the ultimate security for you. So you add backup. Backup is the ultimate security for you on your site. And the backup is going to make sure that your site is secure. So you come here and you search for Updraft. Updraft is, in my opinion, the best backup plugin, which is free. So with this backup, you can set it to be backing up for you every day, the site. In case a hacker hacks you, you can even power the entire cPanel. You create a fresh one with new logins, and then you restore your old backup. You can even move away from that. You can be able to have a backup, and you can back your things on Google Drive, Dropbox, and other servers. So this is going to be, if you are here and you have not backed up your site, my friend, they have hacked Epic, which is a big organization. They have hacked Facebook. They have hacked many other organizations. So you don't think that you are more expert than those people. They can hack you. So back up before you crack up. So what you do, you click on install Updraft, and then you back up. I'm going to back up this site onto my Google Drive, so that these hackers, even if they come and they hack my site, first of all, the moment they hack me, my soldiers, Sukuri and the Wordpress, will send me an email, so I'll get notified. Then secondly, I'll be able to restore my backup. So what you do, you back up, you come to settings. You come to settings, you change this and say, I want my site to be, if your site is not very busy, you can say weekly. If it is very busy, you can say daily. So let me just say weekly, and I restore to backups. Then I want to back up my site on Google Drive. So that Google Drive is another server. So it will be making a zip and exporting it. You can back up to Google Drive. Then you come down here and click on save changes. So when you save changes, it is going to ask you to authenticate so that you can be able to back up your site. So here it is us trying to authenticate. So I'm clicking on authenticate here. So once I click on authenticate, so this is the ultimate solution after all is said and done. So I'm going to back up my site. So to that, my site here is always backed up. So let me back it up in this account. So once I back it up on this account, okay, so it is going to ask me, do you want to allow? You say allow. So to ask you to log in, you log in and then you allow. Then it is going to bring this, and then you just say complete setup. So there you have enabled your site to be backing up for you on Google Drive, this Updraft plugin. So after you have enabled it like that, you come now here, and you can first go back to settings. You have said weekly, every day, and you have set Google Drive, which is fine. So you come back here and then you click on backup now before the hacker comes back. So you put this last option. Don't forget this last option here. You do this last option here for the first time. There's this option which says only allow this backup to be deleted manually. Yeah, so it's better you enable that. So otherwise, your backup may be infected, then you get another backup. But this original backup should be clean. So you click on backup. The first backup should not be deleted. So you click, you see, it's saying existing backups 0. Yeah, so right now, it is going to start zipping my work. I make sure that on your server you have enough space. So it is going to zip, and it is going to add all these files to your Google Drive. Yeah, it doesn't take long. So for me, under my Google Drive, I have, under this Google Drive, I have a folder where all the backups go. Every time there's a folder called Updraft. You see? So every day, all my sites, I make sure that they are backed up. Yeah, so in the case of anything, so I have several sites here. All these are backups of different sites, including Shareability, my dear Shareability Uganda. So I make sure that they are backed up on a daily, such that I'm secure. That is the ultimate security for your site. So even in this site here, which we have just set up, which had been hacked by Anonymous, the same Anonymous who hacked Epic, I am now secure with my site. Okay, can we have any comments, any questions? Yes, Mr. Mukisa. Each of you should get a chance to speak in the remaining minutes, and then we wind up. Mr. Mukisa, I hope you have not been breaking. Have you been following throughout?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Rogers. I was experiencing those issues not until when I came to one of the word camps and you took me through Updraft. I've enjoyed Updraft so much. I would recommend members to do as well, because hacking and I reduced the number of plugins that I put on the site. At least now I'm not hacked, but I could be hacked always. I think in the 3 months time I would be hacked once or twice, and sometimes I would go back. I would go back. Until when I realized it was a plugin for free SSL, and that is what. But with Updraft, I'm always safe. And thank you so much for that knowledge, because you have shared with us. We are going to implement and research more. Thank you, Rogers.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Katerega Muhammad will be the last. Let me first hear from Nzangwendaba. There is Nzangwendaba. Okay, let us first go to Chris Rogers. Please, if you are a member who is participating on the call, why did you decide to just keep quiet? Let us be, whenever you come here, don't fear, be able to listen and participate. Chris Rogers?
Actually, it's my first time to be here. I'm still learning. I'm in the process of learning. I want to do more with WordPress. So I'm looking forward to using this WordPress more. Thank you very much, Roger.
But for as far as security, what have you got from this meeting?
I've learned how to back up, because I didn't know that things like this happen for like on a daily basis. But I've learned how to use the backups and security for the websites I'm planning to design.
Okay, thank you. David Intari?
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just following.
Yes, what have you got from this meeting? I disabled the video. Members can feel free to turn on your video where if you need. Yes, Mr. David, have you used WordPress before?
Yeah, because WordPress, but I'm enthusiast and IT professional. So I'm still struggling. I'm still learning. I have my two sites, the preacher solutions and one for data mines. And I'm still on the free version. I've upgraded. I tried to pay, and I got some problems with the card I was trying to use. So I'm still finding problems. I'm still learning. So with the security, I'm still following what's go. I think I will update it.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Let us hear from Norman.
Thank you so much, Rogers. And personally, I really want to thank you for these sessions that you conduct in helping the WordPress community, especially in Ginger, but of course, Uganda as a whole. Today I've actually learned the website that actually I do host with you does not have WordPress security. So that's one plus that I've learned from today. And immediately after this, I need to go and install that. For the backup, indeed, Updraft is a very good plugin. And I've also been using that for my backups for the website that I do design for most people. Otherwise, thank you so much, Rogers, for each and everything, especially with knowledge sharing.
Okay, thank you very much. We want really, and I don't want to be the only person. Next time, I want to see another member. So in case you have something that is interesting that you have discovered, you can always let us know, and then we schedule. We want to be having, if possible, every week, because we have been quiet for some time, but we can continuously share and share more with each other. Let me hear from who else has not spoken. David Intali, have you spoken?
I already gave my.
Okay, thank you. Who else? Nzangwendaba. Are you able to speak? Or you can't speak? I can see. Okay. Nzangwendaba has a mic issue. It's fine. Thank you. I think those are all. Eric Norman, David Intali, Chris Rogers. So, Mr. Muhammad Katerega.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I've also been experiencing some network issues on my side, but good enough I am now heard. I want to first of all thank you, Mr. Rogers, for organizing such informative sessions. Really, they really do a lot. The impact is big. So many people ignore security. You know, you develop a website, whatever it is you're developing, but security usually is the last thing on someone's head. They just want to make it look good and function, but security is very key. And I really like today's session. It has really highlighted the importance of security. Another thing I really liked was the emphasis on the backups, because at the end of the day, there's a friend of mine who works at NITA, at the cyber emergency response team. They're always responding to these hacking offenses. And he says, it's not a matter of if you're going to be hacked, but when. So hacking is something that you should assume is going to happen to your website. It is just a matter of being ready for it, like you've shown us, and having the backups ready. And I really like that you back up every day. It is something we can all learn from and also apply. And then also I liked the security hardening, by including those tools that update us or in case anyone is messing around with our files on our servers. Another thing maybe I will add is what you've done today is also a form of hacking, but it is a good type of hacking. It is ethical hacking. And most people they look at hacking in a very negative way, but there's also a positive way of hacking. So yeah, even NITA recently was supporting a competition for young developers and students to start hacking and to develop their skills, but in a good way. So it is a good thing to try to think from the side of the hackers, such that you can develop a better system which is more secure. And on that note, I would also like to remind people that there's an initiative by our government, the government of Uganda, through NITA, called Be Safe Online. It is an initiative sponsored also by UNICEF, and it is supposed to inform people on how to be safe. The hashtag is Be Safe Online UG. It is always trending on Twitter, on Facebook, so you can keep up to date with it. Be Safe Online UG. They also share some interesting tips about how to keep safe. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Rogers, and thank you everyone who has attended. It has been a pleasure being part of this. Let's keep it up. I like the energy.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Katerega. I saw you really tried to promote and shared in several groups. I don't know why people don't respond a lot, but let us just continue. And also we need to lay a strategy. I want us to be getting also other speakers on different things. So members, Mr. Katerega here is my assistant under WordPress community, is one of the co-organizers, my co-organizer. So we should be, but also Mr. Katerega, I was talking actually with the Innovation Village team about the other issue of website camp online. And I think now we can be able to resume that. We can have, we shall discuss more on it, because we need to do more and make sure that we reach out and get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Okay, members, I think that is all for today. I want to wish you all a nice evening, and let us stay safe, let us back up, let us look out and be ready in case of any attack. God bless you all.